deserve nothing less.
Mr. Chair.
I call Sarah Dowie.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. It truly is an honour and a privilege to rise in support of this motion of apology and in favour of the Criminal Records Expungement of Convictions for Historical Homosexual Offences bill in its first reading. And the significance of this day is not lost on me. It is significant for New Zealand. It is significant for the LGBT community. And it goes to start the process of healing, to start overcoming some of the hurt that these men have experienced, some of the prejudice that these men have experienced, who were consenting adults but convicted of a crime that, quite frankly, I can't imagine a New Zealand back in the day when, if you were a consenting adult, that you couldn't love a person because they were the same sex or they may be a different race or whatever the prejudice may be. But I certainly can't imagine a New Zealand back in those times. So to live through that must have been incredibly distressing. To be punished for it must have been horrific. And the ramifications of such convictions life-changing as those men walked through life. But as I said, this is a significant day for New Zealand, for the LGBT community, and for this House as we start to right the wrongs of the past and move forward. And I am very, very pleased to be the chair of the Justice and Electoral Select Committee to lead this process as we do so. And so to pay tribute to the Justice and Electoral Select Committee, who have heard from Wiramu Demchek, the petitioner, who called for this very subject to be investigated, and for us as a committee too to visit Australia to look at their expungement schemes on this issue, to compare and contrast. I feel that our collegial committee is best placed to start looking at the issues of this scheme, to look at the advantages and disadvantages of looking at evidence on the papers, looking at evidence on the balance of probabilities, and looking at some of the old offences that some of these men were charged at, and what that would bring about and what it would look like as a final scheme for expungement. I feel that we are best placed to debate that fairly and to look at that in an analytical way to bring about the best result for these people that have been subjected to this prejudice, which we all know is, as I said before, distressing and quite wrong. So I look forward to this bill coming to our Select Committee, to us calling for submissions, including what the petitioner has brought to our committee by way of information, and processing that and working collegially to get the best result for these people and for New Zealand moving forward. And as such, again I say, a significant day for New Zealand and the LGBT community, and I commend this bill to the House.
I call Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.